We're live with my homeboys. Cooper McLaughlin is here. What's up, Coop?
What's up, homie?
How you doing?
Good
to
man.
see you.
Yeah,
Brent
nice
Cole's
to be
here
back.
as well
Yeah, good to see you
from
there.
Compass. So, guys, we're going to talk about today great homes, good prices, creative financing,
Yes.
and just opportunities in the marketplace right now as the market has heated up, rates dropped, and buyers started pulling the trigger.
Oh, yes.
And you've seen inventory sort of dissipate a little bit. But I still think there's some the market has missed. I still see deals on the market. We've got some of those that we're going to show today. And there's also some, Brent, that aren't on the market yet, like your penthouse in Little Italy.
Little Italy just signed the listing agreement yesterday, this is, great location, one of the hottest neighborhoods in San Diego. So I'm pretty excited about it. But it is it's a 1-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's kind of an open floor plan with high ceilings, 20-foot ceilings, and it's in Village Walk. So you can see it up on the screen.
It's a great area.
Yeah, recently my
Perfect.
wife and I, with Cole and Associates, we just made a change to Compass, and we're excited because we have a coming soon feature, and so we get to kind of expose some of our listings a little bit early before they hit the market. And but this is a great property. I sold this to my clients a few years ago. All about the location. It's only getting better over there in Little Italy. Priced at $599. Yeah, for a penthouse.
A penthouse?
Yeah,
That's killer.
killer.
What are the HOAs on something
About
like
$600 a month.
that? What do you get with that?
Well, it's a garden-style community. They have a community lounge and a little gym, but really, it's all about the location.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, for a penthouse, $600 a month for
Right.
HOAs is.
yeah, and it's an iconic building. It's the one with the fountain in the front, right there on India Street. So you go one block, and you're right in the mix.
Yeah.
Talk about the advantages if I'm a seller. Why want to go coming soon? Why would I want to do that versus just, hey, let's just get on the market, Brent?
Well, I think one thing is in the last year or two, a lot of sellers have been ambitious on pricing, and so if you want to test the market, it's a great way to do that without being on the ticker. So you don't see the days on the
Gotcha.
market, and you can get a good pulse and see what the response might look like. In some of the hotter neighborhoods like Little Italy, certainly I think you'll get a quicker response, but I think it's just knowing and having the opportunity to get it out there and come out of the gates really strong.
Yeah.
It seems like the condo market, too, the last year and a half is definitely, it hasn't been the hot market necessarily in the downtown corridor.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's true.
We've seen, it seems the prices have been a little more depressed.
Yeah. I think there's a little less demand. Well, the hard part is, right, there's fewer 2-bedrooms. There's almost no 3-bedrooms.
Yeah.
So you really have a smaller group of people that are your buyers.
Yeah.
Single professionals, maybe young couples who don't have kids yet. And then they will mature out of it.
Yeah.
So
And then with different tax laws changing in the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of those second home buyers drop off, or investor clients. So it's narrowed the field a little bit.
yeah, without the Chargers in the stadium, remember all that talk and all the possibilities?
Man,
What a difference
that was
that
a
would
big
have
part
made.
of that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was crushing.
just would have been catapulted the prices down there. Would have made such a big difference.
Yeah.
Just for those 8 days, a year. But
It would have been nice to have instead of the homeless. I guess that's what we got instead. So,
Well, but I think the long-term play is jobs and tech. You got Horton
correct.
Plaza that's going to become completely going to be renovated, and it's already in the process, and with BOSA developing the lot next to it, the Palladian, hopefully it will be a better long-term play with high-paying jobs. So.
And I think that's where the opportunity is in downtown right now. So if you look at some of the price depression that you've talked about, is long-term, buy and hold investors to come in and say, you know what, this is the time to buy.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's out of favor.
Yeah.
I can go in as the buyer, have some hand. It's a buyer's market. Not for this particular unit in Little Italy. This is probably going to fly off the shelf because Little Italy is just blossoming.
It is.
Just absolutely blossoming. There's been new developments down there. They made that little corridor right by the English pub
piazza.
there. Yes, the piazza. Really Little Italy-izing it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's so Little Italy is one of those places that's never had a vagrant issue. I don't know how that's the case, but I know the people who run that area take care of business. You know
They
what
do.
I'm saying? It just doesn't fly.
Right.
No.
So, that's never been an issue. So Little Italy is that sort of, it's a bubble.
Yeah.
And it's a really, really well-protected bubble, and this is a great unit that you have available there.
Yeah.
We also have one, and I want to talk about financing for this, Cooper. So
Yeah.
special programs available for certain people out there, right?
Yeah, so we have, especially in the downtown corridors, you're seeing more and more professionals in the sense, what we consider at the bank now a professional loan for certain industries. Those are attorneys, CPAs, doctors, dentists, veterinarians, airline pilots, nurse practitioners, nurse anesthesiologists. So the big thing downtown that we're seeing is attorneys. There's quite a few attorneys coming out of law school. These people, or even medical school for that matter, there's a lot of potential for income growth, but they have student loan debt and everything else. Well, the bank has developed a program that allows these people to buy zero down up to $850,000. All right, zero down. Okay?
Excuse me?
Yeah. It's incredible. There's nothing out there like this on the market.
What's the catch?
Well, the catch is there's no mortgage insurance either. And the rates and APRs are in the mid-4s.
Wow.
So you really have an opportunity to find a property zero down, all right, great rates, no mortgage insurance, and we use that with the student loans, whatever the payment is reporting on the credit report. So if you're in an IBR repayment plan, we can use, maybe you've got $300,000 in student debt, but you're on your credit report, you only have to pay $200 a month, where a lot of the big banks will make you qualify on 1% of your total student loan debt, which will knock these people out. They can't afford a home then.
Yeah. There's, I know there were a lot of attorneys and doctors that were listening very closely to Bernie Sanders' speech yesterday
Oh,
about
yeah.
forgiving all the student loan debt in America.
Well,
So, you'll have the support of a lot of attorneys, a lot of medical professionals.
but they need it, and this is a great way where they can go and buy a place. They can get into a place, for as little as, maybe 1 to 1.5%, whatever the closing costs end up being.
Just have to pay closing costs.
Just have to pay closing costs. Those, a lot of times you can get paid by the seller concessions as well.
Okay, so you can get concessions with that program
Yeah,
too.
yeah, up to 3% seller concessions. Yeah.
Wow.
So you literally can move in zero down.
That's nutty.
It is.
What an opportunity. And so up to 850. And so all the properties we're going to look at today, we've got other ones here as well.
Yep.
These are all great properties in great areas. These all will qualify for the program that we're talking about here as far as the
They will.
property is
Yep.
concerned. Let's look at this. We're talking about downtown. How
Yeah.
about the best of the best in downtown? How about the Mark?
Yeah, my wife, this is her listing. She sold the Mark. She worked for Douglas Wilson back in the day, and when they first sold these, and this is one of her listings, Residence 212. It's the lowest priced 2-bedroom, 2-bath in the building right now. It's beautiful. You can get in. It's priced at $739, and
Almost 1,300 square feet, so
Yeah.
really big.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this one, even though it's not on a high floor, it has really nice open views overlooking the pool, south facing, so you get great natural light. But it's got that, the polished concrete look, modern appliances, just a fresh, open type floor plan that is in a great location. You're 2 blocks from Petco Park, all the restaurants and things that are happening around there. And I think that the East Village has been a little bit slower than some of the downtown neighborhoods. So
It has.
I think it's a great opportunity to buy there right now.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about, the opportunity of a buyer's market, being upon us, and this being probably the best of the best in East Village, I would say.
Yeah.
Just
It
from
is.
from a property standpoint,
Yeah.
I mean, you can see how much property there is there, the common area out by the pool, and then the grassy area, the dog run, if you will. It's totally gated, that entire property is.
Yep.
So it's one of the safer, nicer complexes.
It is. It's well run, well managed, and they just settled their litigation, and I know that they got quite a favorable settlement. So I think the long-term play on the market is very, very good.
And what about, now isn't UCSD right there, and then the Ritz, isn't the Ritz coming in?
So the Ritz is going to be right next door on,
Wow.
between 7th and 8th on Market Street. So that's going to be a.
Is it going into where that parking lot is? Right
It
now?
is, yeah.
The Ritz is going
so
into that parking lot?
That'll be a
Yeah.
5-star hotel with
Holy
actually. I
smokes.
want to say there's going to be about 50, premium luxury residences for
Okay.
sale eventually on the upper floors. Those suites will be for sale.
So they're going to do an Omni style kind of play over there.
Yep, and
The Ritz.
then you'll have the high-end hotel. And originally, at the footprint of that building was going to be a Whole Foods, and I think that there's going to be there. I know that there's another grocery store
Okay.
going in there, but I don't believe it's going to be Whole Foods. So
Okay.
it's going to be a specialty high-end grocery store.
It's nice having that in East Village. It's nice to kind of get things.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That'll
and
raise the bar for sure.
Yeah, and more eyes on the street, activating those lots. I think it will be a plus. But you mentioned UCSD. I think that's underrated. That is a really big deal with them coming in there on Park and Market. You're going to have a need for student housing, so this might be something as an income property. Wouldn't qualify for the loan program in that circumstance, but
Yeah.
as far as a
Well, they could buy it, as their primary,
Yeah.
and then a year, 2
Couple
years
years down the
later,
road.
they can. Yeah.
Yeah, and with UCSD now making a presence downtown, and then the infrastructure of the trolley link coming in, that's a really big deal. Going, from UCSD
Yeah.
proper down to the downtown campus. It's, I think it's a game changer.
And that's what we really need. You need the boomerangs, right? And that's the one thing downtown doesn't have right now. It doesn't have people who grew up down there or who, spent their younger years there who want to come back when they're retired. You don't have that. It's constantly refreshing itself, but over
Yeah.
time it will build that. I mean, let's keep in mind it's only been 13 years or something like that since they built
Yeah.
Petco.
I mean,
or whatever it was?
2004 was when it was built.
Okay, so
yeah.
15 years.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
So give it another 15 or 20 years, and you'll start to have some of that, some nostalgia. Let's get the Padres to a World Series.
I was
again,
about
for
to say
crying
that.
out
Throw
loud.
The
that in the
playoffs.
mix.
Just
Yeah.
something.
Let's go to the playoffs.
Let's
Right.
have a sniff at it at
Yeah.
least, and then we can talk about. It
Yeah.
would make a difference. It would.
Yeah.
And it'll happen eventually. So there's a lot of that, but the development is a big deal. I mean, the Ritz. They don't just throw darts, at a map
Yeah.
to figure out where they want to put stuff. They are very, very calculated, know what they're doing. So they know something
Sure.
long term there.
Yep.
And you can piggyback that information with this unit. It's a beautiful unit in the Mark, Unit 212. That's your view right there from your
Yeah.
balcony of the property. Probably one of the better views, actually, of the property where you could communicate with someone. You could holler
Sure.
at
Yeah.
someone at the pool. We need more beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zip line it on down. So.
All right, let's check out some of these other ones here, Brent. We got this one in Lucerne. This is, I know so many people who are looking for this, that this has got to fly off. This one's only been on the market a few days. A 3-bed,
Yep.
3-bath in Point Loma, detached home.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So
$799.
Yeah, I live in Point Loma, and I'll tell you, it's an area that we love. It's only getting better. With Liberty Station, it's just blossoming, kind of like Little Italy. But as the Port of San Diego will develop around that cornice, it's just you could see it on the horizon. And I think it's simple economics. Point Loma is about as close to an island as it can get, and so supply and demand. The housing market has really skyrocketed, and to even get in the door in Point Loma, this is about it right here for a 3-bedroom, priced at $799. I'm sure that it will see a pending status on this one pretty quickly.
Brother, I'm telling you, people are buying fixers for $900, like
Yep.
Yeah.
teardowns
Yeah.
for $900 in Point Loma.
Yeah, I mean this one's almost 1,600 square foot on a decent sized 6,000 square foot lot.
Well, and the thing too, I mean, even on the 100% financing program that we do offer for the professionals, something like this, all in with taxes and insurance, is only $4,500 a month.
Which is
The same you're going to
rent that.
pay. Yeah, you would be
More.
paying that in rent, without the the deductions for the interest and some of the property taxes. So
Yeah, it looks like they may have already done the Quieter Home Act on this one, which is, the FAA will, if it qualifies, they'll replace windows and put AC in, and so that's another nice perk. But yeah, it's a clean home and looks like it's move-in ready.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could touch it up if you wanted to, maybe a little TLC or
Yep.
something, but nothing crazy needs to be done here. I love the flooring. The floor plan is set up really nicely. The vaulted ceilings are nice, and this is a single level too, right?
Yep. Yeah, and I kind of wanted to choose single-level homes in this group, but you know that this one fits that bill. But you know, if you wanted to expand on this with a 6,000 square foot lot, a lot of people go up, and there may be potential for some kind of view.
Yeah, yeah, no question. Let's see.
I like the single level. You
Agreed.
know, I don't like going up and down the stairs. It's nice to have just, you know, you walk in, there it is.
Yep, yep. There's a lot of
Seems to be
stairs.
the consensus with us old guys, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime you got to carry babies around, it looks like you
Yeah.
got a hot tub here too. Yeah, nice little lot. Big deck in the back, storage unit as well. I mean, you get a lot here for your $799 at Point Loma. I mean, I can't
Yeah.
tell you how many people are looking for this home. This has got to be at $505 a square foot. There is absolutely no way in the world that you could build this on this lot for
Yep.
that.
No way.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah, it's a winner.
Big time. So that one's
Yeah.
on Lucerne in 92106, $799, qualifies for the financing program, and is really a steal, plain and simple. That I think you're going to see a pending number on that one really, really soon. So definitely reach out to Brent.
Please
send us
do.
a message here. If you're interested in this property, I would go look at this thing
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, it's easy to show, so let me know right away.
Want to take a look at Luna?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because this is the other area everyone keeps asking about.
Yeah.
Bay Park, Bay Ho.
Yep.
Everybody wants to be there.
And it happens to be on that UCSD trolley line link, right along that
wow.
corridor. So, you know, along Rose Canyon there. And you know, with that, there's new commercial infill and restaurants that are starting to pop up. So things to do along there, but very central location. And schools rate fairly high over there like they do in Point Loma.
Big time.
And those are all the boxes that get checked there. But this one's priced at $819. Had a little bit of price reduction. Another diamond in the rough, but it was remodeled and upgraded. It looks like it needs a little love on the landscaping, but
Let me ask you a question on this, Brent. So, a house that's been on the market 26 days has a price reduction. Do you interpret that on the buy side as we have a motivated seller here?
potentially,
Or
yeah.
do you feel like that's
know.
in line with the heat of the market? Like,
Yeah.
hey, if we haven't got our offer yet, we need to just reduce at this point.
Yeah, I think you know, things need to be evaluated about 3 weeks in, and to see where it's at. If they're not getting a frequency of showings that they'd like to see, or if they haven't seen an offer yet, it definitely needs to be evaluated.
Even at this price point, you think so?
I think it does, you know, but I think that, you know, what a lot of people are missing with this one, it has a permitted accessory unit on the lot. So with that, you know, you have a payment.
Yeah.
You know, it's right about that $800,000 mark, but you have potential for income too, where you could have a UCSD student or somebody renting out that the granny flat that's there, and
Multi-units qualify for that?
Well, multi-units do not, but an ADU is not considered a multi-unit.
Oh,
so if your property does have an ADU, yes, it would qualify for the zero down financing.
Okay, so that's not considered a...
It's not
unit.
considered a 2-unit. Yeah, it's all still considered just a 1-unit single family.
Very interesting. Well, that additional unit is a big deal for so many reasons. I mean, it could be for, you know, a teenager escape, a boomerang child, you know,
Yeah.
mother-in-law quarters with all these different things, granny flats, we've
Yeah.
called them before.
right.
It could be an office too. I know a lot of guys these days who want the ADU because they're like, I'm going to set up my office there,
Yeah,
and there's a lot of advantages to doing that as well. So
Yeah.
there are. I mean, we use ours. We have my wife's parents. You know, we've built a little ADU for them on our property.
Yeah.
And it, you know, it makes a difference having that ADU.
arm's length, eh, Coop?
Well, and this ADU has its own separate address, so. You
Oh,
know,
really?
So, and it's all,
Okay,
you
then
know,
definitely not
according to the notes, it's a legal companion unit with its own address, and it can be rented. So.
Well, that's cool because not only do you have the ADU with this one, you also have a really nice size yard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, so that makes a big difference because we're talking. This is Bay Ho, right?
that's Bay Ho. Yeah.
So we're in Bay Ho, so just south of Bay Park, right?
Yeah, kind of near Costco by the Rose Canyon corridor there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So right in that area where everybody wants to be. So you've got the nice outdoor area and the ADU. Usually you don't get both, especially in that area. So this has a lot going on here.
Yeah.
And again, under $500 a foot. for this. There's a shot of the ADU,
Yep.
which has a clearly, has its kitchen set up and
clean.
everything there. Ready
You
to
know,
roll.
25 days on the market. It's probably ripe for an offer, I'm sure. So,
Yeah, I think this is one of those ones where if you're looking in this area, this could be a steal. Come in with an aggressive offer here, you could probably pick this thing up.
I agree.
What an opportunity. So we're just rolling through the most desirable areas
Yeah.
in all of San Diego.
Yeah.
And so from Bayho now we're going to go to
Mission Hills, Cooper's
Mission
stomping grounds here.
Hills.
Yeah.
Now this is a really small area, Mission Hills, right? I mean, there's not that many units in Mission Hills.
There's not. No, it's one of those areas where, hopefully they're looking into trying to up the density and kind of redo things on, especially the corridor going down towards Hillcrest, to get some more units available for families to come in. But there really aren't that. I mean, there's just not that much space.
Yeah, and there isn't that much space, and it's the topography as well.
Yeah.
It makes it complicated from a construction standpoint for some of those areas where there actually is, land to build on it and do all the things that need to be done.
The steep hillsides, it takes creative architects and engineers on a lot of these sites that are available.
Costs a lot of money. So
Yes.
they're not building any affordable housing
Yeah.
in Mission Hills or low income housing. Let's put it that way. So it's
Not
when
a
you
lot
look-
of it, no.
And you see this here at 849. What's the scoop on this one, Brent?
Well, it's a craftsman home, and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So, again, single level. So it's got the charm. It fits right in there with the neighborhood, but you have that walkability with most people want. And it's just under 1,300 square foot, and it was built in 1930. So, but you could see they put, polished up the floors and put new, updated kitchen in there, and
Looks like they opened it up as well.
yeah.
I imagine that was post 1930, the opening of that living space, which is what everyone's really looking for.
that's it.
Yeah.
Open
Yep.
concept.
Yeah, but it's all about the location. If you're a physician and you work right there at Mercy Hospital, you could get on one of those bird scooters and zip over to work,
Well, yeah.
or not.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can, and I mean, it's so central to everything. You can walk to Hillcrest, you can walk to Little Italy, even downtown is, it's
Yep.
an hour walk, but it's not a bad walk. I mean, I've done that one.
Yeah, it's one of those $7 Ubers or something
Yeah.
like that. It's just super convenient if you do want to go hang out,
Airport right there.
Yeah.
Everything.
not have to
Same
park.
with Point Loma. It's kind of that, the proximity.
And easy getting on freeways. And let's not forget,
Very true.
that is you don't have to spend the time trying to make your way to the freeway.
Yep.
Beautiful setup here for 849. This one's it's been on the market 66 days. It says
Yeah.
here, Brent.
Yep.
And so I feel like at this price point, that I think the market may have missed one here. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, almost 1,300 square feet, and in really good shape.
Yep.
This has definitely been updated somewhere along the way,
Yeah.
and it looks like those are original wood floors.
They probably are.
They've been refinished.
Yep.
Really, really
Yeah,
nice.
So a nice.
Yeah, and on something like this, I mean, you're around 5,000 all in if you do 100% financing, but still, once you factor in, you can't find a place to rent in Mission Hills, a house like this for under $4,000.
Right.
So it still is one of those situations where financially it pencils out.
And look at that deck.
Yeah,
Got
it's a
lots of
canyon
good
lot,
space.
so you got a nice
Yeah.
open space, some privacy.
Beautiful. It's
Yep.
a great setup. That's a huge deck, man, right there.
Great views.
Yeah.
I mean, I come after work and just sit out there and
Glass of wine and just chill.
Hang, man. Okay, so there's the curb appeal shot right there as we're going to make our way now over to, how about Kensington?
Let's head east to Kensington. We lived in Kensington for a while. Love the location. The topography in Kensington, it's flat, and so the walkability, the charm of there's pride of ownership. People's yards are meticulous, and it's a pretty festive area. And during the holidays, you see the Christmas lights or the Halloween decor. It's pretty awesome.
4th of July parade
Yeah,
that they do.
yeah, Memorial Day parade, all that stuff. But Kensington's got a lot of charm, a lot of 1930s Spanish style homes, a lot of single level homes over there. This one's single level as well. Built in 1934. It's just 1,428 square feet. And yeah, it's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, so or 1 3/4. But it's cozy. It's got the charm with the wood beams on the ceiling, and this one's a little bit south of Adams. There's quite a bump in purchase price when you go north of Adams in Kensington.
Okay.
But you're right there. You have a bunch of restaurants, little wine bars, a new grocery store. Staley Farms has now become a part of the community there.
Mm-hmm.
So a great little specialty grocery store. And then you're 10 minutes from anywhere. I remember when I was, my office, where we lived in Kensington, it was exactly 10 minutes from my driveway to my parking spot at my office downtown. So a 10-minute commute, and you're there.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really, really quaint area. You said the meticulous lawns. It's almost picturesque. It's a magical place.
Yep.
Really. A great neighborhood.
It is, yeah. And, we have kids, so, there's a lot of kids there, so it was great to, easy to interact and for them to, play after school.
Yeah, it's safe. One of those safe areas. It's quiet streets.
Yep.
So not a lot of traffic, not a lot of through traffic. So really, really safe place for kids to grow up.
Yeah.
And I really like this one. I love Kensington just all the way around. I've never walked into a house in Kensington I didn't like.
Yeah.
But this one has a nice outdoor area as well, and just sort of that perfect picturesque craftsman curb appeal.
Yep.
That people really like, and under 800.
Under 800. So
It's not
definitely
gonna last.
qualifies, yeah.
Agreed. This is going to be it. This one's going to move for sure. And it's also in really good shape, too. I mean, it doesn't need anything. You could, obviously add your own touches to it, but this one has been updated and is in really good shape.
Yep.
So we have one more on the list here. Wanted to get to is we're just showing you great deals on homes that qualify for incredible financing and are in great areas. And these have all been, so far, single stories as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to go to one. This one is not a single story, so this one I'll take the blame / credit for this one.
Yeah, I originally had one picked out on Rippey Street, but we saw just a minute ago it went pending, so that was a good one. But, Fletcher Hills is an area in San Diego. It's kind of on the fringe of La Mesa, El Cajon, but it's not in the basin there. So it's you're up on the ridge. Some of them have open views.
Yeah.
With all that's happening with Mission Trails, that's expanding. You have close proximity to great outdoor activities. It's kind of a special place. There's good schools nearby. Grossmont College is nearby.
Yep.
But you just get a lot more bang for your buck. So if you're willing to travel or commute another 10 minutes, Fletcher Hills has got to be on the radar.
I love the views that you can get from so many of the houses up there as well.
Correct. Yeah, you get a lot. It's just bang for your buck. I mean, this is a 5-bedroom, 3-bath house, 2,100 square feet. It's listed for $599. Then the reason I brought this one to the market today is because I was looking at it yesterday, and I thought, you know what? I think the market missed this one. It's been on days on market is 61 days right here. There hasn't been a price reduction for a 5-bedroom home, and there's also a really nice pool, and it's updated as well. As you can see, there's new flooring and windows, and everything is really spick and span in this home, and it's in that great area. And it's in Fletcher Hills has some El Cajon zip codes, has some La Mesa zip codes. I don't know if there's a value difference between the two, but this one's in the La Mesa side, 91942. And as you can see here, we'll get to the backyard. It's got a really, really epic pool set up, and everything's just really nice and clean here. So I feel like for the value home buyer, and a lot of people, we were seeing a lot of families really expanding.
Yep.
Who's living together with one another? People are bringing in parents, and
Sure.
The number of bedrooms that you need to make everyone happy is expanding.
Yeah.
And so there's a huge master in this one with a nice deck that walks off the master.
Wow, that is a big
Yeah. So
master.
It's huge.
Wow.
So Fletcher Hills and Mount Helix need to be on the radar. I think if you're looking for larger homes and unique properties, a lot of these are not tract homes. A lot of these are custom homes that were built and have their own personality. So
That's not the master. That's just a huge bedroom. So it's a 5-bed, but not a tiny 5. And that's also, I think, important for people. As I do want to show you the pool and the backyard area here. which with summer
You'd be getting some use out of that out
upon
there.
us,
Yeah.
I mean, man, the next 4 or 5 months, somebody is going to be enjoying that backyard.
Well, in Point Loma, it's been a little June gloomy, but I'll tell you, in Fletcher Hills, my parents live in East County there, and it's sunny and
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's perfect pool weather
It is perfect pool weather
all
Yep.
the time. So,
Summer has started out there for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. The more east you go, for sure, you get it quicker and for longer. So a nice big pool like this with some space to entertain around it, because that's a really big area.
Gosh, that is a big area.
Right?
And it's
Yep.
secluded, which is nice, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have people looking into your pool, any of that stuff. This is a great property at that price.
It's a steal. I think the market missed it. This happens sometimes. Just the way people search for homes with parameters and whatnot. I think they missed this one. I think this one is a great deal, and it's one to really take a look at. If you're looking for a 5-bedroom home, if you'd like to have a pool,
Yeah.
pool's like a wish list thing for most people. Like, it would be great if we had a pool. We don't have to have it,
Yep.
but it'd be great if we could have a pool.
Super subjective. Some people want it, some people absolutely don't. But
That's true.
Yeah.
Some
And
people
if
are
you want it, it's
vehemently
not
against
easy necessarily finding something, that's not just priced way at the top end. So
Hard to get a bargain on
Yep.
the place of the pool.
it can be, yeah. So something like that is
Unless
nice.
the pool's in disarray, and then you just have a whole different ball of wax you have to deal with.
Yes, that's not fun.
That's not fun. So this one easily qualifies for the financing we've been talking about today, the professional financing, and at $286 a square foot. Guys,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get permits for that much.
right.
Well, no, and this would be under $3,500 all in with taxes and insurance included, with zero down.
I don't know that you could rent it for that much.
You
So,
know.
Incredible.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just incredible. So lots of deals out there. Although the market is hot, rates are down, buyers are hitting the pavement for sure, making offers, buying properties. We're seeing lots of action. There's still deals out there.
there are.
There's still deals, but you have to move quickly on them. They're
Yeah.
ready to go.
On the good properties, you do.
Yep.
Some of the other properties we're seeing sit on the market a little bit longer, but right now, I think, if you're savvy and you know what to look for, you can go after it and hopefully negotiate a great deal.
Yeah, and our rate's really going to stay down. I mean, the economy, I think taken as a whole is it's probably doing pretty good. I think some of the geopolitical stuff is kind of taken front and center, driving rates to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So, if you can get in now, and people still are a little nervous. They remember when rates were 5.25, 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So, they haven't quite caught up, and I think if you can jump in now, I think a lot of the sellers, they haven't got the heat yet from some potential buyers, so they're still willing to take offers that, in 2 or 3 months they might not be willing to take.
True, and I think also when you're considering rates as your motivating factor, that's probably a mistake.
It
But if it is, know this: you can refinance if rates get better, and if rates don't get better enough to where it makes sense to refinance, then it really wasn't that big of a difference.
No, and let's be honest. I mean, San Diego's an expensive market, so where rates do make a difference is qualification.
Yep.
And there was people that were on the brink, and they just couldn't quite qualify with the rates higher. And now, you drop off a couple $100 on that monthly payment. Now they can qualify. I mean, I see it all the time. I mean, everyone seems to be at the top end of the threshold.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not getting people that are having 33 debt ratios. It's 45, 46, 48. So it's in that aspect, the rates do make a big difference.
They do, and I had clients that I'd be showing property, and let's say they were in that 850 range. The rates affected everything because when you are accustomed to searching properties within that range, and all of a sudden your qualification dips, you're just it kind of slows the roll a little bit. You know, and
you have to pause and think about it at that point.
That's
Do we wait? Are we going to go down? You
Yep.
start to paralysis by analysis kind of sets in.
It does.
And so when rates are good, timing's good. I know a lot of people want to make the move before the next school year begins.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to be changing school districts or something, they want to try to get settled in, maybe meet some kids in the neighborhood and figure out who's going to school with. I'd say it's time to
Yep.
pull the trigger, find a deal,
Yeah.
lock your loan, get in there and go.
Yeah. And now is the time. you know, because I mean, let's face it, building costs aren't going down. I mean,
That's for sure.
There's no factors that, you know, you're staring at that are saying, oh, wow, you know, real estate's overpriced and we're going to get this huge drop, because it's expensive to build. We've got tariffs, we've got all this other stuff, we've got nothing in the pipeline.
Yeah.
So if you're waiting, it's going to be a long wait.
Yeah. In fact, there was the Union Tribune published an article last week about how building permits were down so dramatically year over year. I think it was down 70%. Some of the new construction permits were down 70% year over year. And that is a shockingly big number for a county that is underhoused.
Well, it's the red tape that developers have to go through at the city. I mean, I spoke to a developer recently who, there was a house that had been remodeled. It shouldn't be on the historic registry. And they had labeled it historic solely because they just didn't have the manpower to do the work. So now you have these properties that are sitting, if the seller sells it, someone can't come in and develop that lot because now it's, you know, considered historic, but it's really not. And they just don't have the manpower to go through and you know, take these off, or really look at, okay, if they remodeled and they put vinyl windows in, that should exclude it. But they just don't have the manpower. And developers, they can't spend 2 years and all the money to go through this process. So they're shying away from a lot of projects that otherwise, you know, would be developed.
Yeah, and the only thing that does really is helps to pinch the supply.
Oh yeah.
Which, you know, is actually good for real estate values
Yep.
to continue to move higher. Guys, terrific stuff today. Thank you so much for
Awesome.
coming in. It was
Thanks for
great to
having us.
have you both here.
Nice to be back.
Appreciate
Yep.
it. Thank you so much for your time. Hey, share this video with your friends. Let's make sure that they are smarter than everyone else.